She seems perfectly happy to live in the Sodom and Gomorrah of the screenwriting world, Silver Lake, a neighborhood that went 84% for Carrie in 2004, only because the other 16% were too busy shooting heroin with underage illegal immigrants. But even as she continues her extremely eccentric variation of conservatism, collaborating with the French, colluding with fake Jewish Australian pornographers, drinking with a bunch of sleaze merchants from Showtime or whatever, I will tolerate and even praise Cathy Seipp because she has all qualities, all but unknown in the dull world of American journalism. She's actually a good person. She's funny as hell, and she's a great writer.
And now finally, the moment we've all been waiting for. Jerry, Cathy's ex. Although, as Rob likes to say, in a way, I'm just saying his jokes for him.
In a way, we're all Cathy's ex.
Thank you, Jerry.
I had no idea bloggers were so funny. Now I know. I'll have to start reading them. I'll be brief. Actually, Cathy asked me to be here today to prove that already she's disagreeing with me. We didn't rehearse that. She wanted to prove that once upon a time, long ago, there was a time when, in fact, she did suffer fools gladly. All right, maybe not gladly. No, actually, I really came here not to speak, but more to listen. And she has to admit, I've always been a good listener because, I mean, what other choice did I have? She's laughing. I think the biggest difference between me and Cathy is that I'm kind of guessing that through the years, very few people have asked her what it's like to live with me. Or at least not with the same tone of incredulity. Are you more liberal than she is? Isn't everybody? So I've actually had a request to do two things. One is to tell a joke about Cathy. And even though I've searched the internet far and wide, there are no original Cathy jokes, so I'll have to kind of make one up. Cathy walks into a bar, and there's a left-leaning dad with a screaming child. Oh wait, you've heard this one. Oh, never mind. Okay. All right, so I've been asked to do a card trick. A little magic. So I was trying to think what would be appropriate. So I was trying to imagine something where I didn't have to clamp my hands over poor Maya's ears back there as I have been all day long here. But I was trying to imagine doing an impression of Cathy as a magician. I know it's a little absurd, but somebody with my magical talent and her temperament, if you will. I know it's a lot, but we'll try it out here. So imagine Cathy as a magician. So I'm going to have all of you just think of a card. Don't say it out loud. Just think of a card. You play cards. And young lady in the back, you're thinking of a card. What card are you barely thinking of? You're thinking of the Queen of Hearts? Queen of Hearts. No. I'm sorry, you're wrong. No. I'm sorry. Anyway, thank you all for being here.
Wow, it got really good all of a sudden. We have a video from Toby Young, or as I like to call him, the English Luke Ford.
Cathy who? Seipp. Is she some sort of actress? I thought we were here to talk about Nikki Fink. A lot of Cathy's writing reminds me of Pauline Kael's movie reviews. She has no truck with herd opinion. The received wisdom of the liberal intelligentsia is an anathema to her. And I remember reading this piece by Pauline Kael, who was also brought up in California, about her father, who she describes as a typical Westerner, very down-to-earth, plain-spoken, took people as he found them, and absolutely no tolerance for bullshit of any kind. And Pauline Kael attributed many of her own virtues as a writer to her father. And I think for the first time when I read that, I realized that there were two Californias. There was the kind of nutty, egomaniacal California, the one we all know about, the one we see in the movies and on TV. But then there's this other kind of much more attractive California, the plain-spoken, down-to-earth, no bullshit California. And to me, Cathy represents everything that's great and good about the West. And that's why I love her stuff.